Hello everyone, I hope you all have had a blessed week, and I hope that you'll be blessed by the message of Romans chapter 4, verses 4 and 5. They say, "Now to him that worketh is the reward reckoned of debt and not of grace. But to him that worketh not, but believeth on him that justifieth the ungodly, his faith is counted for righteousness." This verse is focusing on just how Christians are really justified and how we're truly set apart and how we're truly made right before God. Is it by our works? Is it by what we do? Or is it by the sacrifice that Jesus has made for us? And while we might be quick to say that it's what Jesus did, dying on the cross and giving up himself so that we could have eternal life, if in our actions we believe that we truly have to do some work, or we truly have to keep the law, or do any specific thing to gain favor with God, then we're acting as if it is our works that justify us. And we know that Paul told us that we are saved through faith by the grace of God, not of works, because if works were the way that men became right with God, then those who worked, and especially those who worked harder, would have something to boast about compared to those who didn't. Of course, God didn't want this, because men glorifying themselves only leads to more evil. And so we can see that not only did God make provision so that no one would have reason to boast, but also he made provision so that no one would have to do work in order to be saved or in order to be made right with God. Because in reality, no amount of work could ever justify us before God. And no amount of good deeds is needed so that God will accept us into his family, but rather simply if we believe and trust that God has already justified us and reconciled us and the whole world to himself through the death of his Son. If we believe, then that faith will be counted as our righteousness, and Jesus' life will cover our own. That's the promise, and that's the true method of how we are saved.